Hi everyone, it's Susan from Starlight Oracle. Welcome to the weekly readings. This is for the week ahead from the 19th to the 25th of November 2018. So this week I'm going to be talking about astrology as I usually do, and it's also a pick a card reading. So I'll just move the candle so you can see there are three options, which is what I've been doing lately. So these are all oracle cards this week. So there's maybe you're drawn to the colours either 1, 2 or 3, or I can tell you what the decks are. This is the Unicorn Oracle. This is the Indigo Angel Oracle. So that's number 1. Number 2 is the Gateway Oracle and the Intuitive Soul Oracle. And number 3 over here is Ask an Angel Oracle and the Sacred Traveler Oracle cards. Okay, so while I'm talking about the astrology, you might sort of sense what you're drawn to. So for the astrology this week, a lot going on. There's a full moon this week in Gemini. We also have Sun moving into Sagittarius. So happy birthday to the Sagittarius Sun people out there. And I'll just tell you in detail what is going on. So a lot of the activity seems to be happening towards the end of this week, really. So just to touch on something that started last week, Mars, the planet of action, drive and assertion, moved into a very soft energy of the sign of Pisces. So you may have felt since sort of last week, if you're sensitive to the energy, is a bit more tired than usual, or a bit more sort of foggy, a bit sort of, it may be a bit harder to push for motivation and discipline with Mars in Pisces now. So that was actually since last Friday. But this week it does make a positive angle to Saturn in Capricorn. So that will sort of help towards the end of this week to bring in an energy of seeing how your plans that you're inspired, because you know Pisces is all about inspiration, creativity, inspiration, ideals, that type of thing, and those plans that you want to make, how they connect with a very practical aspect of your life. So Mars in Pisces isn't always super practical. It's more inspired based energy. So you'd have to sort of, with Mars in Pisces, if you have this in your natal chart, you may tend to sort of really only take action when you really feel inspired to, or, you know, in terms of, well, not just take action, but be motivated to make change in your life. But as I said, Mars in Pisces, even though it may make us feel this sense of tiredness, of kind of dreamy energy, of kind of more foggy energy, it is lining up in a positive angle with Saturn, so that can help for pushing forward with some plans. What's also going to help is when that Sun moves into Sagittarius out of Scorpio, so that's on Friday. So you'll probably notice, especially if you're someone that has a lot of fire or air in your natal chart, from Friday you'll notice a boost in the energy and an upliftment in the energy. It's sort of, it can sometimes feel coming out of the Scorpio season with Scorpio Sun into Sagittarius a bit more wired up, a bit more restless. So you could be feeling that energy from Friday when the Sun does go to Sag. But you know, it's overall Sun in Sag is very nice, positive energy. There's a feeling of faith coming back, inspiration, hopefulness, and higher sort of vibe, and more sort of a bit more thinking energy, and also maybe some impulsive fun energy as well. So, you know, it feels like this Scorpio season that we've just had has been quite intense, so it'd be nice and refreshing to go into Sag season. I'm looking forward to that. Also, on, when is it? Actually, I just have to mention this before the Sun moves into Sag. I forgot to say, on Thursday, the Sun is going to be at the last degree of Scorpio. It's going to make a trine to the North Node in Cancer at 29 degrees. So before Friday, on Thursday, if you're someone that is born late in a water sign, so if you know your chart around 28, 29 degrees of a water sign, you're going to find there's some energy of something connected to your future, and you can sense this feeling of like, a direction opening up, something along those lines, and you're going to feel that direction pulling you, and it's positive energy because it's a trine, so that's very good. Yeah, so then after that, Friday, as I said, Sun in Sag. Moving on from that, another key thing we have on Sunday is the Sun in Sagittarius making a conjunction with Jupiter in Sagittarius. Wow, that's pretty intense. It can be, on the one hand, very, very, very positive energy, very high vibing energy, very sort of exciting, excitable, impulsive, lucky as well. So that can be super lucky if that early degree of Sun in Sagittarius contacts something early fire in your own chart. Or if you're born early in Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries, that could be a super lucky day for you on Sunday with Sun conjunct Jupiter. The downside of that is we can be prone to overdoing things and taking things too far, being so hopeful that we just, go, oh, everything's going to work out. I'm just going to spend all my money and not put any aside because the universe is going to take care of me. Which, there's nothing wrong with thinking that, but under this energy, it could lead you astray into sort of, messing things up. So just be careful when there's too much Sagittarius energy. It can have a dark side, which is overindulgence, overspending, overdoing, burning the candle at both ends, not looking after your health, because you think, oh, everything's going to be fine, that type of thing. So just be wary of that. Also on Sunday, Neptune goes direct, so that's interesting. Since Neptune has been retrograde for a while now, we've been really reviewing some things to do with our spirituality. It's clearing out a lot of old energy. We've already done that. Now Neptune's going direct. We can find this new spiritual direction for ourselves, this new spiritual path opening up, a new sort of, even a sense of identity after having been through a lot of difficulty or reevaluating, a lot of subtle psychological and emotional things. Could have been to do with love, could be to do with our healing needs, our identity, more subtle aspects of, who we are and our spiritual life. So with Neptune now moving direct, this is very positive for those things, and you can start to see some positive changes with your path opening up, especially to do with healing, spirituality, creativity, and psychic ability. You'll notice that, your psychic ability maybe sharpens now with Neptune going direct. All right, so I'm just going to move this forward and look at the cards for this week. So if you chose the first group, let's see what your messages are. Oh, wow, beautiful. Discernment and believe in yourself. What an interesting combination of cards there. Just move these things. All right, so discernment card here says, just make sure you can all see that properly. All is not what it seems. Stay true to your knowing. Keep your dreams a secret. Wow, that's a pretty powerful message. If you chose this deck, this particular card, where it says choose your dreams a secret. Choose. Oh my gosh, that Mars in Pisces. Keep your dreams a secret. That actually stood out to me as a strong message there, and believing yourself does very much speak for itself here. There's something to do with your dreams and your goals for your future, and you know how there's that saying like, don't tell people or you'll jinx it. It sounds really superstitious, but there is some element of a truth in that sometimes when we tell people too much of what we're planning before we've actually manifested it, it dilutes the power of it. It sort of it dilutes the power of our intention. And there's something here about be careful who you share your dreams with at this time, because it's going to be more powerful if you keep it to yourself and work on it sort of in the background. That's what I'm getting with that. Believing yourself is a really strong message here. It's saying that, don't give up before you even start. Some people sometimes think, oh, I couldn't do that. There's so many people out there, doing that type of thing, and I'm just going to be another one of them. Well, everyone's unique and has something, special to offer. I saw a quote recently that said something along those lines of, if you go to the supermarket, look at how many different brands of bread there are. And there's so many different types, but everyone has different tastes and likes different ones. So, you might swear by a particular type of bread and someone else won't go near that bread. So there's enough for everybody, There's that idea that, I'm not going to bother because I won't succeed. This type of thing, some people have a struggle with that. And this card is really trying to address that with you, that if you have a pessimistic outlook, well, that can sabotage you. So something to work on perhaps this week is having a bit more faith, and it's a good time to have more faith because of all the Sagittarius energy coming in. It's a good time to work on having more faith and seeing that when you do have more faith, things flow better and there can be more opportunities. because the mind is very powerful and it creates your reality. So this is number 2. Oh wow, surrender and listening with your heart. Wow, beautiful messages. This one says release, change, focus, turning things around, ending of eras, inner knowledge. Wow. There is a sense, I have to say, I pick up on a little bit of melancholy with this, of walking away from an old connection, an old aspect of yourself, your identity, an old way of being, and that very much relates to with Neptune moving direct this week. We may be sort of surrendering, and also Mars in Pisces as well, surrendering our old self in a way and looking forward to the future of what is coming up for us, and that can be a little bit daunting. And that's probably why it's come with the listen with your heart card, because it's saying to you, you need to trust the messages that you feel in your heart. Trust what you feel in your heart to guide you. And obviously we use our minds as well, but it's saying that you can trust the feelings that you have in your heart at this time as to what you're leaving behind and what you're moving towards. Okay, so it's a very positive message. Let's look at number 3 for those that chose the purple cards, the last lot. Crossing bridges, interesting, and communication. Okay. So for those that chose number 3, there's some communication coming in this week that's very significant. It's Archangel Gabriel, which is an archangel that helps people with creativity, with writing, communications in general, public speaking. Being with the Crossing Bridges card, this says it's time for healing, connecting, mending, and releasing. Wow. So what I get from the last lot of cards, one message that I'm getting quite strongly is this is about healing for a lot of people. It might be finding a healer that can help you release old psychological, emotional baggage that's weighing you down, that's affecting your current path. Because look at this person's crossing that bridge and they're really wanting to sort of make a new start as well. And so, but there's something involved in working with other people, communicating with other people. That's one message. For other people, there's a new start and there's a lot of communications involved in this. Yeah, so that's interesting because I actually forgot to mention that. Did I mention about the full moon in Gemini this week? I wrote it down and I think I might have forgotten to say that that's on Friday. So this, I feel like this relates to some people that may have mutable signs in their chart, like Sagittarius, Gemini. It doesn't have to, but that's sort of what I'm picking up on now as well. Or Pisces or Virgo as well. There's something about the full moon in Gemini, which is this Friday on the 23rd. That's a very dynamic, powerful energy to do with communication as well. And it makes a lot of aspects, that full moon in Gemini. And it's also at the 0 degree point. So if you're born right at the beginning of Gemini, that will affect you. This is just a message for everyone because I forgot to mention it before. But yeah, specifically, you know, if you're a Gemini and you chose this, or a Sagittarius, or as I said, Pisces or Virgo, it's a very strong message here. There is a new beginning coming, and there's something involved with communications with others and making sure that, you know, Mercury is still retrograde, so making sure that you double check communications, that if something seems off with the communication, you could be revisiting something, double checking information. But there's a lot of messages here about healing, a new start, even for some people, new job situations, new paths opening up. Okay, so that was the weekly reading, and if you would like a personal reading with me, please go to the link below and check out my store. The current turnaround is around 7 to 14 business days. Thanks so much for watching and have a fantastic week. Bye.